Many people grow up with the belief, whether spoken or implied, that there's virtue in being poor. That somehow, struggling financially is part of a greater spiritual purpose, or even a requirement to be close to the divine. But that idea is completely false and dangerously limiting. The intelligence that breathes life into everything around us is not a force that desires lack or suffering. It is creative, conscious, and ever-expanding. Just as every tree seeks to grow taller and every stream flows towards something greater, this living energy is wired to grow, to give more, and to express itself fully. You are part of that same energy, and because you are, your desire to live more abundantly isn't wrong, it's natural. Wanting to improve your situation, to experience more, and to have access to the things that make life richer is not a flaw. It's the universe moving through you with a purpose, expansion. Poverty doesn't serve the Creator. Limiting yourself doesn't uplift others. The more you have, the more you can give. The more you grow, the more life can express itself through you. That's not selfish, that's truth. So before you go any further on this journey, let go of the old story. There is no divine reward in lack. Life is calling you to rise, and that call is holy. Everywhere you look in nature, there's one common theme: expansion. A single seed doesn't just grow, it multiplies. A stream doesn't stay still, it carves new paths. Life, in every form, is constantly pushing toward more expression, more movement, more growth. That same principle flows through you. Just like a tree reaches for more sunlight, you reach for more of life, more understanding, more freedom, more opportunity. And that's not a coincidence, it's the design. You were never meant to remain stagnant. Life is about unfolding your full potential, one layer at a time. This urge to expand isn't about greed, it's about alignment with your deepest purpose. The desire to improve your finances, develop new skills, or expand your impact is simply life acting through you. It's not a selfish impulse, it's a sacred one. When you ignore this natural pull to grow, you cut yourself off from the very force that gives you energy. But when you embrace it, and you move with it, everything around you begins to shift in your favor. Life supports those who align with its direction. And make no mistake, its direction is always forward. Desire often gets a bad reputation. People are taught to suppress it, to feel ashamed of wanting more, as if ambition somehow makes you shallow or ungrateful. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Desire is not greed, it's not vanity, it's the language of life itself, speaking through you. When you feel the pull to grow, to have more, to do more, it's not coming from ego, it's coming from your core. It's life urging you to stretch toward your next level of expression. A plant doesn't feel guilty for reaching toward the sun. A river doesn't apologize for seeking the sea. And you shouldn't feel ashamed for wanting more out of your life. That longing is not something to be silenced, it's something to be honored. The desire for more money, more time, more experiences, it's not about excess, it's about fullness. You're meant to live richly, not just in your bank account, but in your mind, your relationships, and your soul. That richness begins with desire. So instead of resisting your dreams, start listening to them. They're not distractions from your path, they are the path. Desire is proof that more is possible, and that possibility is sacred. To grow into the fullest version of yourself, you need more than hope and good intentions, you need resources. Books, tools, travel, education, time, space, beauty. These things aren't luxuries, they're fuel for your expansion. And wealth is what gives you access to them. Without the right tools, even the most powerful ideas can't take form. A musician needs instruments. A teacher needs students. A builder needs materials. You need money not for the sake of money, but because money allows you to build, create, and live fully. Wealth doesn't just make life easier, it makes life richer, not only for you, but for everyone around you. When you have more, you can give more. You can show up as your best self, contribute on a higher level, and experience life beyond survival. That's why wealth is not optional for someone who wants to fulfill their true purpose. It's part of the process. It's how you access what's required to grow mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. The pursuit of wealth, when aligned with life's purpose, is not shallow, it's essential. It's the difference between merely existing and fully expressing who you are meant to be. It's easy to fall into one of two traps when thinking about wealth. On one side, there's the pursuit of money for status, indulgence, or ego. On the other, there's the belief that denying yourself living minimally, giving everything away is somehow more noble, but both extremes miss the point. Real living isn't about hoarding riches or rejecting them. It's about balance. Life includes pleasure, knowledge, contribution, and connection. True wealth supports every part of that, not just your physical needs, but your intellectual curiosity, your emotional joy, and your spiritual purpose. There's nothing wrong with enjoying good food, beautiful surroundings, or travel. These things enrich the soul when done in balance. At the same time, living only for luxury or praise leaves you empty. The same goes for self-sacrifice that ignores your own needs in the name of serving others. That's not virtue, it's burnout. The key is integration. Wealth should help you live well and serve others, not either or. A fulfilled life doesn't come from extremes, it comes from wholeness. So don't feel guilty for wanting to enjoy life. And don't feel pressured to give up everything to prove your goodness. Real wealth elevates everyone, including you. You weren't created to barely get by. The force that gave you life, the same intelligence that formed galaxies and blooms every flower, didn't put you here to suffer or scrape. It placed within you the same drive that moves all of life forward. The urge to expand, to express, to thrive. This universal intelligence, whether you call it God, Source, or Spirit, seeks to live through you. And the more you have resources, time, energy, the more fully it can express itself. When you're abundant, your life becomes a channel for creativity, love, generosity, and vision. You're not being selfish by wanting to prosper. In fact, your success is part of a bigger plan. With more freedom and means, you can share ideas, help others build, teach, and heal, but you can't pour from an empty cup. God doesn't gain anything from your struggle. Your lack doesn't serve a divine purpose. Your flourishing, however, creates opportunities for that higher power to do more good through you. That's why wanting wealth is not only acceptable, it's aligned with spiritual truth. So let go of the guilt. There's no holiness in lack. There is, however, a sacred purpose in rising into your full potential. Too many people approach life as if everything is limited, as if for one person to win, someone else must lose. That belief leads to competition, fear, and scarcity thinking. But the truth is far more empowering. You don't need to compete for wealth. You are meant to create it. Creation comes from vision, from using your thoughts to shape new outcomes. When you focus on building, rather than beating someone else to the prize, you unlock real power. That's because the universe doesn't reward competition, it responds to originality, clarity, and purpose. Trying to outdo others in a world of limited resources only keeps you trapped in the same cycle. But when you realize that the source of all wealth is infinite, you stop grasping and you start generating. You don't have to take someone else's opportunity to have your own. The creative substance that builds everything can bring new ideas, new connections, and new resources into your life without taking a thing from anyone else. Let go of the belief that you're in a race. You're not. Your path is unique. And your wealth is waiting to be shaped, not taken, not fought for, but formed by your thought and action. It's easy to believe that there's only so much to go around, that wealth is a fixed pie, and that once others have taken their slice, there's less left for you. But that belief is built on illusion, not truth. The real source of wealth isn't banks, markets, or industries. It's the formless, intelligent energy that fills the universe. And that source is infinite. It doesn't run dry. It doesn't shrink when others receive more. In fact, it expands in response to creativity, need, and desire. So stop worrying about missing out or falling behind. Your abundance isn't held in someone else's hands. It's not locked up or guarded. It's created by your alignment with this ever-flowing, ever-available supply. Once you shift from fear to trust, you stop chasing and start attracting. And that's when everything begins to change, not because the supply has changed, but because your awareness of it has. One of the biggest roadblocks to wealth is fear of missing the opportunity, of being too late, or of losing what you've built. But those fears are rooted in the illusion that there's only one chance, one source, or one path. In truth, the universe is never short on possibilities. What's meant for you doesn't depend on perfect timing or luck. It depends on your continued belief and alignment. If something you desire hasn't arrived yet, it's not because it's been taken from you. It's because it's still being prepared, or you're still being prepared to receive it. So don't panic if things take longer than expected. Delay is not denial, and loss is often just redirection. The infinite source never stops working, it simply follows the energy of your thoughts. Hold your vision steady, keep your faith strong, and remember, what you're building isn't running away from you, it's being shaped for you. If there's one habit that will shape your future more than any other, it's learning to keep your mind fixed on truth, especially when everything around you seems to say otherwise. That truth is simple but powerful. You are not a victim of chance or competition. You are a creator, connected to a limitless source that responds to your thoughts. The world will constantly try to distract you with appearances, lack, struggle, delay. But those things are only reflections of old thinking. If you keep focusing on them, they'll continue to show up. To create something new, you must think something new and hold that thought, even when the evidence hasn't arrived yet. Don't let doubt take root. Don't let temporary circumstances shake your belief. Your job is to focus your mind on what is true. There is an intelligent, formless substance that responds to your thought. You are not trying to take from others. You are not hoping for leftovers. You are creating something original, something uniquely yours. Remind yourself daily, there's no shortage. There's no limit. There's no need to rush or compare. Stay focused on the vision you're building. Speak it, feel it, act on it. And as that truth becomes the lens through which you see the world will begin to reflect it back to you abundantly, consistently, and without delay. You who are already tired of the lack of money and will have a new life, comment like this: I progress in life. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, activating the bell notifications. Thank you and see you soon.